Hello. Hello. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. Hi, Team Worm. Hope everybody's doing good. Today is the riveting day where we read through Godot's documentation for the Godot Engine 4.2.
Hello there.
Hey, Cheese. So we're gonna read through maybe just the introduction to Godot, just this section. It specifically says it'll talk about what the game engine can do. Just in case maybe there's a deal breaker in there. Oh, indeed. Okay, all right. Hello, welcome. Hi, Booski. Thank you for that. So this is just gonna be me reading a bunch of I think probably interesting information. And then once we get through this section, if that hasn't taken 3 hours, which dear God, I hope it won't, then we will do some brainstorming about the story/world that Midnight Scribe is going to take place in, and then we'll play some Temetsi. So let's get to it. Okay, so this section is introduction to Godot. The introduction section has an introduction. Okay, cool. This article is here to help you figure out whether Godot might be a good fit for you. We will introduce some broad features of the engine to give you a feel for what you can achieve with it and answer questions such as, what do I need to know to get started? Oh shit, Cheese! Well, thank you for being a 4-monther, dude. How am I doing? Pretty good. I've got a lot of house chores to do. Crazy Pants and I kind of got behind on house chores. I'm behind on chores. And instead of doing chores yesterday, Crazy Pants and I drank some wine and ate salami and cheese. So it was fun. But I'm behind. So, it's good but bad. How are you doing, chat? Cheese, everybody. I hope you're having a good Tuesday. Okay. This is by no means an exhaustive overview. We will introduce many more features in this Getting Started series. Okay. What is Godot? Godot is a general-purpose 2D and 3D game engine designed to support all sorts of projects. You can use it to create games or applications you can then release on desktop or mobile, as well as on the web. You can also create console games with it, although you either need strong programming skills or a developer to port the game for you. Oh. So that's an interesting limitation. I guess if my game was ever so popular, I thought I wanted to put it on PlayStation or Xbox, hopefully I could just hire someone to port it? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe there's a window where it would be worth doing, but not hiring a developer. Interesting. You're sorry you missed last week's Game Dev and Pokemon? Yeah, I mentioned to Crazy Pants. I was like, dang, I haven't heard from Cheese. Your Wi-Fi kind of died for a week. Well, I hope it's back. Welcome back if that's the case. Note, the Godot team can't provide an open source console export due to licensing terms imposed by console manufacturers. Regardless of the engine you use, though, releasing games on consoles is always a lot of work. What? Okay, interesting. You can read more about it here. Dang. Or I could learn to port. Yeah, maybe I should. Maybe that would be a cool thing to learn. I don't think that would be fun. That sounds... Ooh, it sounds like I would have fun speaking with someone who is learning how to do it and the things that annoy them about it. But I don't know if I would have fun doing that shit. That seems difficult. Oh, nice. You're on vacation. Sweet. Enjoy your vacation, Cheese. What can the engine do? Godot was initially developed in-house by an Argentinian game studio. Its development started in 2001, and the engine was rewritten and improved tremendously since its open source release in 2014. Dang, that's a big gap. Okay. Some examples of games created with Godot include X Zodiac and Helms of Fury. This looks like a Star Fox 64 inspired game. I've never heard of it, but that's cool. Oh, this looks cute. Bro, okay, wait, what was that game called? Helms of Fury? Okay, cool. Fun. Teamworm, you also just woke up? Yeah, you're on a weird sort of vacation, but not really. As for applications, the open source pixel art drawing program Pixelorama is powered by Godot, and so is the voxel RPG creator RPG in a Box. I've heard of RPG in a Box. Never Pixelorama. Hey, Crazy Pants. This looks cool, though. It looks cute. You can find many more examples in the official showcase videos. Cool. How does it work and look? Godot comes with a fully fledged game editor with integrated tools to answer the most common needs. It includes a code editor, an animation editor, a tile map editor, a shader editor, a debugger, a profiler, and more. Okay, some of those I have a vague understanding of what they do. Did anything important happen on last week's game dev stream? No, we outlined some stuff, just like crafting and alchemy and little things like that. You know, nothing super crazy. I think I need to do a little bit of world building, and then we'll probably actually start using Godot. Debugger, I hardly know her. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, Teamworm. All right. You love doing some casual alchemy? Yeah, me too. Me too. All right. The team strives to offer a feature-rich game editor with a consistent user experience. While there is always room for improvement, the user interface keeps getting refined. Of course, if you prefer, you can work with external programs. We officially support importing 3D scenes designed in Blender and maintain plugins to code in VS Code and Emacs. Okay. For GDScript and C# specifically. Okay, so GDScript must be their scripting thing, and then C# is C# the programming language. We also support Visual Studio for C# on Windows. Okay. I don't know what that means. Programming languages. Let's talk about the available programming languages. You can code your games using GDScript, a Godot-specific and tightly integrated language with a lightweight syntax, or C#, which is popular in the games industry. These are the two main scripting languages we support. Okay, so my gut feeling is we would go with C#, just because then that would give me general knowledge outside of Godot. Even though I would imagine GDScript is probably a better fit for Godot since it's specifically made by them. I'll have to actually look up specifically the benefits and drawbacks of each one as far as working with Godot. With the GD extension technology, you can also write gameplay or high-performance algorithms in C or C++ without recompiling the engine. You can use this technology to integrate third-party libraries and other software development kits in the engine. That's really cool. There were so many ER phrases you had to vent the pressure. Well, okay, I'm glad you had a place to let off steam. Visual Studio is Microsoft's development environment. Oh, okay. Cool. Well, then that's nice that there is some kind of integration with it. What do I need to know to use Godot? Oh, that's fun. That rhymes. Godot is a feature-packed game engine. With its thousands of features, there is a lot to learn. To make the most of it, you need good programming foundations. Oh, okay, we're not going to make the most of it. While we try to make the engine accessible, you will benefit a lot from knowing how to think like a programmer first. Okay. Okay, there's a cute like Zachtronics game that's about learning programming logic. Maybe we'll play that. Godot relies on the object-oriented programming paradigm. Being comfortable with concepts such as classes and objects will help you code efficiently in it. If you are entirely new to programming, we recommend following the CS50 OpenCourseware from Harvard University. It's a great free course that will teach you everything you need to know to be off to a good start. It will save you countless hours and hurdles learning any game engine afterward. Shit, all right. Okay, maybe we'll take a Harvard class. Visual Studio is a big fat pile of poo. Oh no. Oh no. I thought maybe it would be good. That sucks. Oh my god, since you're non-binary, you can't make games. No. You can learn to deal with it. You can learn to think like that for the sake of programming, because you have a human brain and human brains are good at stuff if they try to do them enough. That would be anti-binary. Oh my god. In CS50, you will learn multiple programming languages. Don't be afraid of that. Programming languages have many similarities. The skills you learn with one language transfer well to others. That sentence doesn't quite work. That's okay. We will provide you with more Godot-specific learning resources in learning new features. In the next part, you will get an overview of the engine's essential concepts. Okay, so it sounds like I should make some time to take CS50. How crazy does that look? It is 10 weeks. And week 10 is called emoji. Okay. Then I guess we're on to what can the engine do? No. Well, oh no, this was the whole thing. We read the whole introduction. Okay, I thought each one of these was going to be a page. Okay, no, screw that. We're going to keep going. We'll read the whole greater introduction. Right, okay, that's actually what I said we'd do. Great, perfect. You're not against it, you kind of just have a stroke looking at a 0 and a 1 together. Oh my god. You gotta trial by fire. You gotta get in there. There are lots of things in binary. Lots of things are binary. It's good to understand it, even if you yourself don't adhere to it for gender purposes. The struggles of being non-binary. Well, you're not just non-binary, you're also being, well, I think Crazy Pants said it well, you're being anti-binary. That's not cool, man. You go make your own computer coding language that's non-binary. If it's so important. Okay, all right. Anyway. We're moving on to an overview of Godot's key concepts. Every game engine revolves around abstractions you use to build your applications. In Godot, a game is a tree of nodes that you group together into scenes. You can then wire these nodes so they can communicate using signals. Okay, so you have nodes, scenes, and signals. Nodes make up a scene, and scenes are interrelated by signals. Okay. Oh, and then I guess the tree part is important as well. A tree of nodes. These are 4 concepts you will learn here. We're going to look at them briefly to give you a sense of how the engine works. In the Getting Started series, you will get used to them in practice. Ooh. Cool, so we actually like make a game or something? That's fun. Is Python not binary? That would be crazy. You put a silly emote next to it, so I feel like you're just fucking around. All right, scenes. In Godot, you break down your game in reusable scenes. A scene can be a character, a weapon, a menu in the user interface, a single house, an entire level, or anything you can think of. Godot's scenes are flexible. They fill the role of both prefabs and scenes in some other game engines. Okay, so there are things called prefabs and things called scenes. In Godot, both of those would just fall under scenes. Okay. Here, Mojito freaking out. All right. We can also nest scenes. For example, you can put your character in a level and drag and drop a scene as a child of it. Okay, cool. Nested scenes are familiar to me from OBS. Okay, cool. Oh, this guy's cute. Fun art. Well, nodes. A scene is composed of one or more nodes. Nodes are your game's smallest building blocks that you arrange into trees. Here's an example of a character's node. Okay, so the player is made up of their sprite and their collision shape. That part I get. But they also have a camera. So then maybe that's the viewpoint is attached to the character. Oh, that would make sense for a for like a 2D game where you're always in the middle, like Pokemon. Oh, you're almost always in the middle. So the camera would like move with you. Okay, that makes sense. It's made of character body 2D. It's made of a character body 2D node named player, a camera 2D, a sprite 2D, and a collision shape 2D. Yeah, I get it. I get it. The node names end with 2D because this is a 2D scene. Their 3D counterparts have names that end with 3D. Be aware that spatial nodes are now called Node 3D, starting with Godot 4. Okay, that's a little weird. Oh my god. Cheese, you know about Malcolm in the Middle? I thought Malcolm in the Middle would be, I don't know, past its prime by now. I didn't think the young kids watched Malcolm in the Middle. Notice how nodes and scenes look the same in the editor. When you save a tree of nodes as a scene, it then shows as a single node, with its internal structure hidden in the editor. Godot provides an extensive library of base node types you can combine and extend to build more powerful ones. 2D, 3D user interface, you will do most things with these nodes. Okay, that's cool. Cool, all right, this seems sensible. This seems like so far I understand how things are done and why. Scene tree. All your game's scenes come together in the scene tree. Literally a tree of scenes. And as scenes are trees of nodes, the scene tree is also a tree of nodes. But it's easier to think of your game in terms of scenes, as they can represent characters, weapons, doors, or your user interface. Sure. Groups of things that make a small group, and then groups of that group make up the whole game. Sure. Signals. Nodes emit signals when some event occurs. Let's try that again. Nodes emit signals when some events occur. It's good enough. This feature allows you to make nodes communicate without hardwiring them in code. It gives you a lot of flexibility in how you structure your scenes. So I'm assuming that means, like, if you wanted to do something like in Pokemon, where you can't go past a certain area until something happens. When that something happens, you would send a signal back to the scene that has the person who's like, no, you can't go through here yet. And then, I don't know, you get the lemonade for the guards, and then all the guards are like, oh, you're cool, you can go through. That would be done with a signal. That's how it seems. It seems sensible. I feel like it makes sense. You've never watched Malcolm in the Middle. You're more of a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Okay, all right, okay. That show's pretty good too. It's very, very corny, but pretty funny sometimes. Note, the signals are Godot's version of the observer pattern. You can read more about that here. Oh, okay. So let's open that for later. That sounds creepy. For example, buttons emit a signal when pressed. You can connect to this signal to run code in reaction to this event, like starting the game or opening a menu. Sure. Other built-in signals can tell you when two objects collided, when a character or monster entered a given area, and much more. You can also define new signals tailored to your game. Yeah, I would assume. Summary. Nodes, scenes, the scene tree, and signals are 4 core concepts in Godot that you will manipulate all the time. Nodes are your game's smallest building blocks. You combine them to create scenes that you then combine and nest into the scene tree. You can then use signals to make nodes react to events in other nodes or different scene tree branches. After this short breakdown, you probably have many questions. Bear with us, as you will get many answers throughout the Getting Started series. I don't currently have any questions, but I think the moment I went to actually make something, I would have a question. But that's fine. And there's a gal at the end of your last sentence. Jeez, I thought you were kind of doing like you were saying you were a prince, right? Instead of saying you were more of a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air person, I thought you were jokingly saying you were a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. But you know, that's fine. You weren't going for that joke. It was an okay joke. I would have gone for it. I go for the low-hanging fruit. That's all I got. Mojito has arrived. She is blocking my screen. Ma'am, can we sit down? She just made indigestion noises. Sometimes she makes them before she throws up. Don't throw up on me, Mojito. Come on, sit down. Sit down. Sit down and I will turn on your camera. Hey, that's a cat. That's a cat right there. You fear the day I start going for the dad jokes? Oh, come on. I go for them sometimes. Not even you are going to stop me? Yeah. Look, if I think a joke's worth making, nobody's going to stop me. And I love making dad jokes within the context of them being stupid. It's very fun. Stupid jokes are very fun. Ha momo. Yeah. All right. Oh boy, a first look at Godot's editor. Oh no. Okay, this is where I get scared and run away. This page will give you a brief overview of Godot's interface. We're going to look at the different main screens and docks to help you situate yourself. See also, for a comprehensive breakdown of the editor's interface and how to use it, see the editor manual. Sure, I assume I will have manuals like that open all the time while working on Godot. And probably lots of fever dream Google searches that don't use the right words to try and figure out how to solve my problems. Okay, the project manager. When you launch Godot, the first window you see is the project manager. It's true, I've done that, I've seen it. In the default tab, local projects, you can manage existing projects, import or create new ones, and more. Yeah, when you first launch it, it's like, you don't have any projects. Okay, yeah, I know. I just launched this for the first time. Thank you. Really need to make a pop-up window I have to clear away for that? Great. At the top of the window, there's another tab named Asset Library Projects. You can search for demo projects in the open source asset library, which includes many projects developed by the community. Sweet. Okay, that's cool. I think I have mentioned before, but a reason I want to use Godot is because it's open source. And the community is quite active. But it also sounds like you also get really nice access to a bunch of open source projects, which is really cool. I feel like open source software attracts people who make open source stuff for it. So that's nice. I don't know if we'll use any of it. Simple map generator sounds cool. Okay. All right. Let's go in order. See also, to learn the project manager's ins and outs, read using the project manager. Okay, shit. All right. Okay. I don't know if I would need that. Like, I'm going to just open my game file. Or maybe some people's public projects. I guess maybe this would tell me how to, like, import them into my game. All right. You can also change the editor's language using the drop-down menu to the right of the engine's version in the Windows top right corner. By default, it is in English. Yay! The shitty language that I happen to speak and read. Okay, a first look at Godot's editor. When you open a new or existing project, the editor's interface appears. Let's look at its main areas. I feel like every game engine looks like a 3D plane with grids when you open it. By default, it features menus, main screens, and playtest buttons along the Windows top edge. Okay. Menus, main screens, and playtest buttons along the Windows top edge. So like up here. Okay, all right. Oh, look, it's the confusing language you used your skill points to learn. Yeah, Cheese, I'm sorry. It's not even my fault, but I'm sorry. Anybody who has to speak English because the rest of the dumb world speaks it, it sucks. It sucks to have to choose it. Okay. In the center is the viewport with its toolbars at the top, where you'll find tools to move, scale, or lock the scene's nodes. Okay. Okay. So then actually the thing they were talking about was not this in the previous section. They were talking about this, and that's obvious because then they show it down here. Okay. All right. On either side of the viewport sit the docks, and at the bottom of the window lies the bottom panel. The toolbar changes based on the context and selected node. Here's the 2D toolbar. Below is the 3D one. Okay, they look similar-ish. It would make sense they're different. This seems to work pretty similar to like video editing programs. The way that they have like a view window, docks on the sides, things that change contextually based on the part of the editor you're in. Let's look at the docks. The file system dock lists your project files, including scripts, images, audio samples, and more. Okay. Okay, that is also very similar to DaVinci Resolve. All your shit is on the left. The scene dock lists the active scenes nodes. Sure, sure. The inspector allows you to edit the properties of a selected node. Okay. Cool. The bottom panel, situated below the viewport, is the host for the debug console, the animation editor, the audio mixer, and more. They can take precious space. That's why they're folded by default. Okay, cool. Wow, so this is very similar to video editing software. When you click on one, it expands vertically. Below, you can see the animation editor opened. Cool. All right. The 4 main screens. Okay. There are 4 main screen buttons centered at the top of the editor: 2D, 3D, script, and asset lib. If you know lib is short for library, do you say lib? Asset lib. I'm not saying that. You'll use the 2D screen for all types of games. In addition to 2D games, the 2D screen is where you'll build your interfaces. Sure, yeah, sure. Whoa. I'm not a fan of the weird soil texture. Blah. Oh. Teethless Dentist? Thank you for following. That is a cool name, dude. Okay, so in the 3D screen, you can work with meshes, lights, and design levels for 3D games. Yeah, I think we just don't do that yet. I think we just pretend 3 dimensions don't exist. That's just, that looks messy. That looks like something I don't want to fucking think about yet. This, I'm already like, I would do better than this. I would not accept this ground texture. No way. You're sorry, what was his name? Well, I guess we don't know if it's a he. Their name was Teethless Dentist. It's a funny idea. Maybe they're not a great dentist. Maybe don't follow their advice about how it's okay to drink soda. I don't know. I really don't know. It's probably just a joke. Okay. Notice the perspective button under the toolbar. Clicking on it opens a list of options related to the 3D view. Yeah, I get that it would. I don't know if I want any part of this. Read Introduction to 3D for more detail about the 3D main screen. Next game. A decade from now, sure. The script screen is a complete code editor with a debugger, rich auto-completion, and built-in code reference. Ooh, that's nice. But can an AI write the code for me? Brazil defaults to masculine when you don't know someone's gender. That's an interesting... Geez, for somebody like you, that must be an interesting conundrum, right? Like, I think stuff like that happens to other people. Like, that stuff happens to me too, but not because of my language. That is an interesting extra hurdle dealing with gender issues in the modern world. Modern world? Gender issues in the modern world. What did I just even say? All right. It's the Mario credit song. I believe it is. Let's make sure. It is. It's called Staff Roll. That would make sense. Okay, so obviously I don't understand what most of this coding means. It's something to do with velocity and gravity. That's cool. But this does look like a nicely oriented little window. Yeah. I spoke poetry? All right, finally, the asset lib is a library of free and open source add-ons, scripts, and assets to use in your projects. Cool, so everything in here is open source. Oh, dice syntax. Cool. A dialogue manager, also cool. Okay, I did say modem world. That's what I thought I said. Look, I don't know. I tell my mouth to say things, and it doesn't say them sometimes. I don't know what an instance doc would be, but it has a bunch of adorable little symbols. All right. Ooh, a sprite sheet generator. Cool. Okay. You can learn more about the asset library in About the Asset Library. Okay, we'll probably have to do that at some point. I feel like we're gonna need to lean heavily on open source materials. At least initially, like if I want a game where you're battling with a bunch of monsters, I think they might just all be icons for a little while. They might even just like you have to know like, oh, a Bulbasaur is just a little square on the ground with a 0-1 because he's Pokemon 0-1. Oh, I guess it'd be 0-0-1, huh? Because we're doing 3. Anyway, we're the more open source assets we can use, the less of that we'll have at the very beginning, and that will be nice to have something that looks like a game. BRB got a chore and the kitchen doesn't have good Wi-Fi. You can get signal boosters if you have thrift stores near you. Cheese, I know you're gone, but you can get thrift stores are full of old Wi-Fi stuff. Very cheap. I go thrifting. I don't need Wi-Fi stuff, but boy, do they have so much. Okay, integrated class reference. Godot comes with a built-in class reference. You can search for information about a class, method, property, constant, or signal by any one of the following methods. Press F1 or Alt space, and then some Mac bullshit equivalents. Okay, I'll read them. On Mac OS, you press function plus F1. Oh no, never mind. Nope, I just totally misread that. Nope, okay, dial it back. Okay, all the way. So you press F1 on real people computers. On the Mac OS, you press Alt plus space. And then on an annoying laptop with a condensed keyboard and a function key, you press function plus F1. Okay, and you do that anywhere in the editor. Cool. Clicking the search help button in the top right of the script menu screen. Oh, that's script main screen. That's another way to do it. Okay. Or clicking on the help menu and search help. Okay. My God. Clicking while pressing the control key on a class name, function name, or built-in variable in the script editor. Okay, that last one's pretty cool. Okay. I don't know if you need it in 2 separate help spots, but yeah, right. Maybe they think it's something people will need a lot. Okay. When you do any of these, a window pops up. Type to search for any item. You can also use it to browse available objects and methods. Cool. Okay, it seems like a really nice way to find stuff. And I foresee myself being poorly organized, so cool. Okay. Double-click on an item to open the corresponding page in the script main menu. Okay. Cool. This seems mostly understandable so far. All right, next on to learning new features. Godot is a feature-rich gameplay engine. There is a lot to learn about it. This page explains how you can use the online manual, built-in code reference, and join online communities to learn new features and techniques. Sweet. Making the most of this manual. What you are reading now is the user manual. It documents each of the engine's concepts and available features. When learning a new topic, you can start by browsing the corresponding section of this website. The left menu allows you to explore broad topics, while the search bar will help you find more specific pages. If a page exists for a given theme, it will often link to more related content. That is true. That has happened many times. The manual has a companion class reference that explains each of Godot's classes. Nope, I tried to fix it and I made it worse. Let's try that again. The manual has a companion class reference that explains each Godot class's available functions and properties when programming. Ooh. While the manual covers general features, concepts, and how to use the editor, the reference is all about using Godot's scripting API, which is an application programming interface. You can access it both online and offline. We recommend browsing the reference offline from within the Godot editor. To do so, go to Help, and then search Help or press F1. Okay. Okay, this seems like a useful feature to just have an internalized searchable help database. To browse it online, head to the manual's class reference section. Yeah, if I have it offline, I'll just, why browse it online if you have it offline? The class references page tells you 1. Where the class exists in the inheritance hierarchy. You can click the top links to jump to parent classes and see the properties and methods a type inherits. Okay, so you can know where the thing is. That seems sensible to be at the top. Seems useful. Okay, 2, you also get a summary of the class's role and use cases. 3, you get an explanation of the class's properties, methods, signals, enumerations, and constants. Links to manual pages further... Oh, you also get links to manual pages further detailing the class. Okay. Note, if the manual or class reference is missing or has insufficient information, please open an issue in the official Godot Docs GitHub repository to report it. Cool, all right. You can control-click any underlined text, like the name of a class, property, method, signal, or constant to jump to it. Man, who started that like Wikipedia design where just things are links? It's so good. It's so nice. It's such a smart thing to do. Okay, learning to think like a programmer. Ah, shit. Enumerators. Okay. Cool word. Teaching programming foundations and how to think like a game developer is beyond the scope of Godot's documentation. If you're new to programming, we recommend 2 excellent free resources to get you started. Of course, the CS50 class. If you prefer books, check out the free book, Automate the Boring Stuff with Python by Al Swigert. Cool. Enumerator. Sweet. Yeah, that's probably what they meant. Learning with the community. Godot has a growing community of users. If you're stuck on a problem or need help to better understand how to achieve something, you can ask other users for help on one of the many active communities. Yeah, when I was looking up game engines, I saw somebody commenting about how Godot has an active community, and it's like smaller than the Unreal community, smaller than the Unity community, but that they're much more active. There are like as many new posts and interactions on the Godot sub, even though it has fewer subscribers than on those other subreddits. Maybe that just means that Godot users are mostly active on Reddit. I don't know. That could be it's not a hard scientific data point to use, you know? Still a cool thing to know. The best place to ask questions and find already answered ones is the official questions and answers site. Where does that link to? ask.godotengine.org. Okay, sure. These responses show up in search engine results and get saved, allowing other users to benefit from discussions on the platform. Once you have asked a question there, you can share its link on other social platforms. Before asking a question, be sure to look for existing answers that might solve your problem on this website or using your preferred search engine. Okay. Asking questions well and providing details will help others answer you faster and better. Yeah, I bet. That's hard though. When asking questions, we recommend including the following information. Okay, well great, they're trying to help me do better. Thank you, Godot. 1. Describe your goal. You want to explain what you are trying to achieve design-wise. If you are having trouble figuring out how to make a solution work, there may be a different, easier solution that accomplishes the same goal. Yeah, I predict 99% of my problems being that. If there is an error involved, share the exact error message. You can copy the exact error message in the editor's debugger bottom panel by clicking the copy error icon. Knowing what it says can help community members better identify how you triggered the error. If there is code involved, share a code sample. Other users won't be able to fix a problem without seeing your code. Share the code as text directly. To do so, you can copy and paste a short code snippet in a chat box, or use a website like Pastebin to share long files. Oh my god, I can't even believe, the idea of somebody being willing to comb through code of mine that's so long I had to put it on Pastebin, I feel bad even thinking that someone would be willing to do that for me. Oof. And then lastly, share a screenshot. Oh no, this isn't last. We got a picture. We got more shit down there. Okay. Share a screenshot of your scene doc along with your written code. Most of the code you write affects nodes in your scenes. As a result, you should think of those scenes as part of your source code. Yeah, sure. Also, please don't take a picture with your phone. The low quality and screen reflections can make it hard to understand the image. Your operating system should have a built-in tool to take screenshots with the print screen key. Oh my god, that's very nice of them to think that someone might not know to do that. That's very funny. Alternatively, you can use a program like ShareX on Windows or FlameShot on Linux. FlameShot sounds crazy. Sharing a video of your running game can also be really useful to troubleshoot your game. You can use programs like OBS Studio and Screen to GIF to capture your screen. You can then use a service like Streamable or a cloud provider to upload and share your videos for free. Interesting. Yeah, I don't even know what the hell Streamable is. Streamable.com. Weird to not mention like YouTube. Maybe they got beef with YouTube. If you're not using the stable version of Godot, please mention the version you're using. The answer can be different as available features and the interface evolve rapidly. Oh shit. I don't think we would ever go non-stable. Even if there was a feature we needed, I would just... This is my first game. We'll just not have that. We'll just work around whatever feature that might be. Following these guidelines will maximize your chance of getting the answer you're looking for. They will save time both for you and the persons helping you. Community tutorials. Oh no, I can't scroll down far enough. All right, okay. This is... Let's see how we can fix this because I'm zoomed in. So, the Firefox zoom, we could do, hold on. Whoop. Okay, there's the whole page. This is as much as you need. Okay, I don't know, something like that? Sure. Okay, community tutorials. This manual aims to provide a comprehensive reference of Godot's features. Aside from the 2D and 3D Getting Started series, it does not contain tutorials to implement specific game genres. Oh my god, could you imagine if it did? That'd be so crazy! Like if they just had a tutorial, like here's how to make a card game, like card game animations and randomizing a deck, and it'd be so cool. If you're looking for a tutorial about creating a role-playing game, a platformer, or other, please see tutorials and resources, which lists content made by the Godot community. Oh my God, we're opening that. Hold on, let's just take a peek in there for a second. Hit me with your flame shot. Oh my God, it does sound a bit extreme. Okay, so what do they got in here? A lot of 2D and GD script stuff. Nothing that looks like it's specifically, ooh, networked multiplayer. God, that'd be so cool to make a multiplayer game, but it sounds like it would add so much fucking difficulty to what I want to do. So maybe if you knew whatever game, like if you knew what Quiver was, and you wanted to make a game like it, then you could use this tutorial, but it doesn't look like they're labeled by the kind of game they are. Maybe we get there. No. Well, that's too bad. That's a little bit frustrating. They made it sound like they had a game, at least some, like how to make a first-person shooter, how to make whatever else. I don't know. Okay. All right. Back to where we were. Community tutorials. Great. We're gonna go to the top of the next page. So I'll leave the camera where it is. Yeah. All right. Okay. So now we're on Godot's design philosophy. Now that you've gotten your feet wet, let's talk about Godot's design. Every game engine is different and fits different needs. Not only do they offer a range of features, but the design of each engine is unique. This leads to different workflows and different ways to form your game's structures. This all stems from their respective design philosophies. This page is here to help you understand how Godot works, starting with some of its core pillars. It is not a list of available features, nor is it an engine comparison. To know if any engine can be a good fit for your project, you need to try it out for yourself and understand its design and limitations. Oh my God. I don't have time for that. There's like 20 game engines. Please watch Godot Explained in 5 minutes if you're looking for an overview of the engine's features. I'm okay. Let's read. Object-oriented design and composition. Godot embraces object-oriented design at its core with its flexible scene system and node hierarchy. It tries to stay away from strict programming patterns to offer an intuitive way to structure your game. For one, Godot lets you compose or aggregate scenes. It's like nested prefabs. You can create a blinking light scene and a broken lantern scene that uses the blinking light. Then create a city filled with broken lanterns. Change the blinking light's color, save, and all the broken lanterns in the city will update instantly. That's a very cool example to actually explain how that would work. If you're letting people know that they don't need to take a picture of their screen with their cell phone, that probably makes sense to also include a little explanation like the broken lantern thing. That's cute. Okay. On top of that, you can inherit from any scene. A Godot scene could be a weapon, a character, an item, a door, a level, part of a level, anything you'd like. It works like a class in pure code, except you're free to design it by using the editor, using only code, or mixing and matching the two. Oh, that seems interesting. Yeah, I guess maybe if there was something specific you wanted to achieve with it, you could use the editor as the base and then like tweak it with code. Cool. It's different from prefabs you find in several 3D engines, as you can then inherit from and extend those scenes. You may create a magician that extends your character. Modify the character in the editor and the magician will update as well. It helps you build your projects so that their structure matches the game's design. So they're saying some 3D engines don't let you do this? Like the idea of saying like, okay, we have a thing that is a character and then a wizard is a kind of character, so it can do all the things a character can do in addition to some wizard stuff. Hey there, Glover. Hope you're having a nice Tuesday. Hope it is Tuesday. It's Tuesday. We did it. We got it. Okay. It is Tuesday? All right. All right. You're here for an hour with me? I feel like that sentence might have been missing a word. And anyway, welcome. Welcome. Hang out. Enjoy yourself. We're just going to be like, you will be here for now. Okay. All right. Great. Yeah, we're just reading through Godot documentation, so it's not exciting unless you want to know how Godot works, which I do. I don't know if you do, but I do. We are learning about object-oriented design and composition. Anyway. Note that Godot offers many different types of objects called nodes, each with a specific purpose. Nodes are part of a tree and always inherit from their parents up to the node class. Although the engine does feature some nodes like collision shapes that a parent physics body will use, most nodes work independently from one another. In other words, Godot's nodes do not work like components in some other game engines. Okay, so they operate independently of each other. That seems sensible. Sprite 2D is a node 2D, a canvas item, and a node. Okay. It has all the properties and features of its three parent classes, like transforms or the ability to draw custom shapes and render with a custom shader. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense, the way that this is nested. It is a node 2D. Yep. It is a canvas item. And it is a node. Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, makes sense. Okay. All right. All-inclusive package. Godot tries to provide its own tools to answer most common needs. It has a dedicated scripting workspace, an animation editor, a tile map editor, a shader editor, a debugger, a profiler, the ability to hot reload locally and on remote devices. Ooh. Interesting. Like I could have remote devices. So does that mean I could like over the Wi-Fi like load up a like a demo of my game to play just on my phone? That is kind of what it sounds like, and if that's the case, that is really cool. The goal is to offer a full package to create games and a continuous user experience. You can still work with external programs as long as there is an import plugin available in Godot for it. Or you can create one, like the tiled map importer. Ooh, cool. That is also partly why Godot offers its own programming language, GDScript, along with C#. GDScript is designed for the needs of game developers and game designers, and is tightly integrated in the engine and the editor. GDScript lets you write code using an indentation-based syntax, yet it detects types and offers a static language's quality of auto-completion. I do not understand indentation-based syntax, probably because I barely understand coding. It is also optimized for gameplay code with built-in types like vectors and colors. Okay. Note that with GD extension, you can write high-performance code using compiled languages like C, C++, Rust, D, Hax, or Swift without recompiling the engine. Never heard of Rust, D, Hax, or Swift. Note that the 3D workspace doesn't feature as many tools as the 2D workspace. You'll need external programs or add-ons to edit terrains, animate complex characters, and so on. Godot provides a complete API to extend the editor's functionality using game code. See, the Godot editor is a Godot game. The Godot editor is a Godot game. Holy shit, that sounds Inception-y. Maybe different levels of indent are different levels, like a comment thread. Okay, that sounds reasonable. But I don't know what the consequences of that would be. Like, it almost just sounds like they're saying, like, we structured things in a nice way. You're welcome. Like, okay, yeah, sure. That sounds nice. Okay. So, open source. Godot offers a fully open source codebase under the MIT license. This means all the technologies that ship with it have to be free, as in freedom, as well. Not as in they cost $0, as in you can do whatever you want with them, I assume. For the most part, they're developed from the ground up by contributors. Anyone can plug in proprietary tools for the needs of their projects. They just won't ship with the engine. This may include Google AdMob or Fmod. Any of these can come as third-party plugins instead. Sweet. Like, you can say a human is an animal, or a human has animal methods. They move, they breathe, etc. But also humans have mammal properties. They have milk. They feed children. Also, human is has a primate property of 5 fingers. Sure, so you can structure things. I feel like they were already getting at that. It's interesting that they felt the need to note it. It sounded like it was more important. 1 in chat if you have mammal properties. What a 1 in chat if you don't? What would that even mean? Oh my god. All right. Okay. You're just a bunch of trolls today. Fine. All right. What, we read this? Yes. On the other hand, an open code base means you can learn from and extend the engine to your heart's content. You can also debug games easily, as Godot will print errors with a stack trace, even if they come from the engine itself. This does not affect the work you do with Godot in any way. There's no strings attached to the engine or anything you make with it. That's so cool. That's so nice of them. It's contrarians, yeah. But I think being a contrarian is fun. So, I get it. Both numbers are input errors? Yeah. Yeah. We need some definitions for what 2 and -1 are. Maybe you're both secretly admitting to being lizard people. Hey, Mojito. Community-driven. Godot is made by its community, for the community, and for all game creators out there. It's the needs of the users and open discussions that drive the core updates. New features from the core developers often focus on what will benefit the most users first. That sounds so lovely. They sound so lovely. Don't you know that I'm a contrarian? Yeah, crazy pants, you would. I'm sorry. You're welcome. It's funny sometimes. What do I mean secretly? Consult your nickname. Your Glover? Your Twitch name? I don't even know. Like, I actually don't know what that means. Dur is like the. What would Dur Glover mean? Like you're. Oh, Durg is for dragon. So it's Durg Lover? You love dragons. Dragons are pretty cool. They're pretty cool. I understand loving dragons. I would say I love dragons. They're probably the coolest fantasy creature. Okay. That said, although a handful of core developers work on it full-time, the project has over 600 contributors at the time of writing. Benevolent programmers work on features they may need themselves, so you'll see improvements in all corners of the engine at the same time in every major release. But how do they decide if your code is good enough to go into a major update? Like, I feel like if I wrote some code to make Godot's engine do something it doesn't do, like, they probably wouldn't want to take it because it would be like ratty and a mangled mess. So Dear Glover, you're not secretly scaly, you're publicly, you're out and about with your scaliness. Your entire worldview has shifted knowing that Dear Glover is a Derg lover. Yeah, I totally thought it was like German, like DER is a word in German. But I guess we know Dear Glover is from Ukraine now, so yeah, it didn't hold up. It is weird. It is weird. I've been reading it wrong the whole time. We'll get used to it. It's a cooler name now. Honestly. Okay, we have reached the inception point. The Godot engine is a Godot game. The Godot editor runs on the game engine. It uses the engine's own UI system. It can hot reload code and scenes when you test your projects or run game code in the editor. This means that you can use the same code and scenes for your games or build plugins and extend the editor. This leads to a reliable and flexible UI system as it powers the editor itself. With the @tool annotation, you can run any game code in the editor. Huh. Okay. RPG in a Box is a voxel RPG editor made with Godot 2. You do want to check that out. I have heard of that multiple times. It uses Godot's UI tools for its node-based programming system and for the rest of the interface. Put the @tool annotation at the top of any GD script file, and it will run in the editor. This lets you import and export plugins, create plugins like custom level editors, or create scripts with the same nodes and API you use in your projects. The editor... Oh, hold on. Let's... Nope. I gotta get the zoom capture, and then we gotta bring it up like that. There we go. The editor is fully written in C++ and is statically compiled into the binary. This means you can't import it as a typical project that would have a project.godot file. Okay. I don't really know why that's important. Okay, moving on. Separate 2D and 3D engines. Godot offers dedicated 2D and 3D rendering engines. As a result, the base unit for 2D scenes is pixels. Even though the engines are separate, you can render 2D in 3D, 3D in 2D, and overlay 2D sprites and interfaces over your 3D world. Okay, that's really cool. I really like the look of games that do like... Oh my god, what's the term? It's like high, like it looks like a pixel art game, but it's made in 3D. I think Octopath Traveler was one of them. What do they call it? HD 2D is what they refer to it as. Let me see if I can find a good screenshot. Something like this. Let's see. Open it up. Okay, I agree. Fine, Nintendo Life. Mojito is in the way of the thing I wanted to show. So it's like you have a bunch of pixel art assets, but like clearly they're like rendered in 3D in some way. Like there's lighting on the chest, and there is shadows cast by objects off screen. I don't know. That kind of shit. That kind of art style is really cool. I don't think I would be able to achieve that with an early game. Yeah, I think I've heard 2.5D as well. It looks funny. It does kind of look funny. It looks strange, but in motion, it has a really cool look. To me, it almost looks like a pop-up book or something, but it's like pixel art. I don't know. I really like that art style. It's super interesting. And I like that you can use, you can essentially use like lighting engine, like a 3D lighting engine, but all of your art and assets or 2D pixel art. It's fucking cool. I like pixel art is the main thing. All right, let's move on. We're on to the next fucking thing. Okay. Uh-oh, this one is a work in progress. The content of this page has not yet updated for Godot 4.2. Oh no! We have so far been in fully updated zones. Okay, so this section is step by step, and it's about as long as the introduction section. The introduction section only took us an hour. So maybe we do this step as well, this section as well. And then we'll save the next major zone, which is, Mojito's blocking it, but it is your first 2D game. That's where I would like to be. Okay, let's get there. So even though this isn't fully up to date, oh well, we'll just roll with it. Step by step. This series builds upon the introduction to Godot and will get you started with the editor and the engine. You will learn more about nodes and scenes, code your first classes with GDScript, use signals to make nodes communicate with one another, and more. Oh no, okay, I mean, maybe we do it. You're not fully updated for now? Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I'm never fully updated. My human software is as far back as possible without causing extreme conflicts. That's the only time I update. I'm one of those people that ignores the update button until the software doesn't work when it comes to my own personal programming. I'm a Republican. Okay, I didn't mean it like that. Gross. Because honestly, I think what I meant is like, you know, okay, this is an aside, but like when there is scrutiny, when there is self-focused scrutiny, I will update. Republicans are kind of like the opposite, right? They're told their software won't run and needs an update, and they find like a workaround so they can still keep running their shitty software. They're like, no, I'm not racist. I'm just concerned about jobs. That's it. That's it. Mm-hmm. Anyway, what I said did sound like I was saying I was a Republican, and that's gross. That's icky. Bleh. Bleh. Anyway, so then maybe we actually opened Godot. I downloaded it. Like I said, I opened the opening window, and it yelled at me that I don't have any projects. Like, okay. Probably a warning, maybe in case somebody expected to have their files in there, and like because of some kind of issue they didn't. That'd be a good warning. All right, the following lessons are here to prepare you for your first 2D game, a step-by-step tutorial where you will code a game from scratch. By the end of it, you will have the necessary foundations to explore more features in other sections. We also include links to pages that cover a given topic in depth where appropriate. Okay, so then give me a moment and let me get Godot up and running. I think it's just in my downloads folder. It's not the kind of thing that installs. It is just like a lightweight executable. Godot 4.2 stable. Okay. Yeah, I know. I don't have any projects. I know. You yelled at me before. It's okay. All right. And then we should probably... Downloaded it? Sounds like Veni Vidi Vici. Downloaded it. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Maybe it doesn't. I just can't hear it. Okay, so let's add a window capture. I probably should have planned this already. Like, this wasn't obvious. We got to add Godot. Oh, it's just, okay, yeah. Well, there it is. Great. I'm assuming the window capture defaults to the most recent window you've opened. Okay, so then let's... Okay, but then we don't need it this high up. We want the right below the face cam and the cat cams. There we go. Okay, and then we're just gonna hide it for now. And when we get there, we get there. You can see it. Oh, I know you can see it. I can see you seeing it. Oh, okay. Now we're ready for when they tell us to do a thing. Okay. Nodes and scenes, I guess, is that's where we start. This page is up to date. Interesting. Okay, wait, hold on. I should just click next just in case it's... No, it's the same spot. Okay. Okay. There might have been something else before that main section. There is not. Nodes and scenes. In overview of Godot's key concepts, we saw that a Godot game is a tree of scenes, and each scene is a tree of nodes. In this lesson, we explain a bit more about them. You will also create your first scene. Nodes. Nodes are the fundamental building blocks of your game. They are like the ingredients in a recipe. There are dozens of kinds that can display an image, play a sound, represent a camera, and much more. Okay. All nodes have the following characteristics. They have a name. They have editable properties. They receive callbacks to update every frame. Ooh, that's cool. That's a nice thing. You can extend them with new properties and functions. You can add them to another node as a child. That term is so funny to me. I know it's used like everywhere in programming. And it makes sense. It just sounds funny. Like, calling them a child means they're connected to a parent thing, but in my brain, I think like, oh, children are like incompetent and they need to constantly be watched and monitored. But like, that's not at all what that's getting at. But the association's there. At least it's not hardware language, master slave. Yeah, that one's a little bit weird too. I remember being a kid and looking at I was upgrading a hard drive for the first time, and there's little like jumpers on the side of it that says something about like one's a master orientation, one's a slave orientation. And I remember just being like, oh my, interesting. That's extreme. I guess people use language because it works well enough, not because it's perfect. Okay, this last characteristic is important, being able to add them to another node as a child. Together, nodes form a tree, which is a powerful feature to organize projects. Since the different nodes have different functions, combining them produces more complex behavior. As we saw before, you can build a playable character the camera follows, using a character body 2D node, a sprite 2D node, a camera 2D node, and a collision shape 2D node. Well, you probably don't even need the last one if you don't have collision. If you made a game about a ghost, maybe you don't need that. And maybe you do. I'm just being stupid. Teamworm, you use master slave for linear rail on your machines as well. Yeah, it's a sensible thing. You can think about nodes as a family tree. I don't want to. But yeah, it makes sense. I know. I would prefer to think of it as a hierarchy. I don't know. What kind of hierarchy? Maybe I just prefer it to be an abstract hierarchy. No master slave, no parent child, none of that weird shit. It's just an abstract hierarchy. Ooh, how about like a harmonious one where everyone's a hive mind and they all just fulfill their role happily and competently. Anyway, scenes. Let's talk about scenes. When you organize nodes in a tree, like our character, we call this construct a scene. Once saved, scenes work like new node types in the editor, where you can add them as a child of an existing node. In that case, the instance of the scene appears as a single node with its internals hidden. Scenes allow you to structure your game's code however you want. You can compose nodes to create custom and complex node types, like a game character that runs and jumps, a life bar, a chest with which you can interact, and more. I wouldn't think of a life bar as a complex thing, but sure. The Borg. Are the Borg happy? If the Borg were happy, sure. But I feel like they're not. I feel like they lose their individuality. Like the Borg, if the Borg were cool, like space hippie Borgs. If they were like, yeah, like join up if you want, man, like it's fucking cool. And if you don't want to, like, okay, we'll be back in a few years. If you want to join up, you could join up then. No worries, bro. Like that. The Borg that are like that, though. They seem very doom and gloom, scary bad. The Godot editor is essentially a scene editor. It has plenty of tools for editing 2D and 3D scenes, as well as user interfaces. A Godot project can contain as many of these scenes as you need. Is that true? Is there literally no limit? Like the limit is just whatever my computer can bear, I would imagine. The engine only requires one as your application's main scene. This is the scene Godot will first load when you or a player runs the game. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. On top of acting like nodes, scenes have the following characteristics. 1, they always have one root node, like the character in our example. 2, you can save them to your local drive and load them later. 3, you can create as many instances of a scene as you'd like. You could have 5 or 10 characters in your game created from your character scene. That's such a cool thing. Like a big thing that I want to be doing is being able to have like tags on the environment or on characters, like is the ground on fire? Is that character on fire? What and then what that means. And that seems really nice to only have to program that capability once and just be like, yes, all characters can be on fire. Great. Ooh, unless there's a character that can't be lit on fire because he's like a robot or a rock or something, and then I gotta figure out how to say, but actually not this one. There's probably an easy way to do that though. Okay, creating your first scene. Oh shit. Let's create our first scene with a single node. To do so, you will need to create a new project first. After opening the project, you should see an empty editor. Okay, so then let's switch over. Okay, no, it's there. Okay, so Mojito, I think you need to hide. And I don't know what to do with me. I'm gonna sit right here for a moment. Okay, so then we probably just click new. Okay, let's, what do we, we'll just call it Midnight Scribe. You can't see this window. It's asking for the name. Oh. Wow, I didn't run it as an administrator, and since it's not installed, it doesn't want to let me, it wants to save to my documents, but it's like, I don't have permission to do that. Okay, you know what, actually, this will be easier if we run this as an admin. Let's close this out. This should solve the problem. Self-centered approach, yeah, I am self-centric, yes. Yes. Look, we're all a little self-centered. Okay, so now... Ooh, it still won't let me. Even run as an admin. Usually that clears up issues with where you can and can't save stuff. Okay, then we will just... let's go to the C drive. Probably just make a folder. Hey, go to the C drive, thank you. And let's make a new folder called Godot Projects. And let's do that. C/Godot, C:\Godot Projects, yes. Great. And we'll just leave everything else this default. It doesn't really say not to. Oh boy. So the whole thing, just the main asset window disappeared, and now it's loading the actual engine. Okay, all right. Okay. And now, because this has a different window size. Oh my God, why are you this shape? Why? Well, We're just gonna have a weird little tail at the bottom, I guess, because of the shape of the window. Nope, not that. Okay, let's get my face cam situated. I'll hang out down here for now. Hashtag hobo. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right, we're in. Now what do we do? Right, if I hide it in OBS, that doesn't hide it for me. Okay, oh my god. I'm gonna need some Stream Deck shortcuts here. Okay, so let's create our first scene with a single node. To do so, we did that. After opening the project, you should see an empty editor. We do. In an empty scene, the scene dock on the left shows several options to add a root node quickly. Okay. Let's confirm that. Okay, it says create root node. Okay, yep. And then it explains that 2D scene adds a 2D node, 3D scene adds a node 3D node. User interface adds a control node. These presets are here for convenience. They are not mandatory. Other node. Okay, other node is an option. Lets you select any node to be the root node. In an empty scene, other node is equivalent to pressing the add child node button at the top left of the scene dock, which usually adds a new node as a child of the currently selected node. Okay. We're going to add a single label node to our scene. Its function is to draw text on the screen. Okay. Press the add child node button or other node to create a root node. Okay. All right. Okay. Come on back, Godot. So we're going to come over here. Is my mouse visible? No. Let's change that. Properties, capture cursor. Okay. Okay. That's going to be a little bit annoying because it's not. It wasn't active. Okay. All right. Now that it's the active window, we can see my cursor. So we're going to click other node. Oh my. Okay. Well, a window has popped up with a lot of options. You can see that here. This window is what I'm looking at. Yahoo! The create node dialog opens, showing the long list of available nodes. Select the label node. You can type its name to filter down the list. Ooh, can I? Does it work? You would assume it does. Ooh, yeah, they found it. They found it after 2 clicks. Okay, so we have now created a label node. Let's head back. Okay. Okay. Click on the label node to select it, and click the create button at the bottom of the window. Okay. Click on the node to select it. Like, I feel like it's already selected. Is it not? Click the oh no, that was, oh my god, that was the previous part. That was the part I already clicked. Okay. Okay. You can't, oh, this is like building Lego and I try to jump ahead. A lot happens when you add a scene's first node. The scene changes to the 2D workspace because label is a 2D node type. The label appears, selected, in the top left corner of the viewport. The node appears in the scene dock on the left, and the node's properties appear in the inspector dock on the right. Okay. Whoa. There is a lot of information over here. If you hold the mouse over it, a window pops up with a lot of information. Okay. And it's all just about like text and how it aligns center, left, right. Oh boy. Okay. All right. So now we want to change a node's properties. The next step is to change the label's text property. Let's change it to hello world. Okay. All right. So how do we do that? Change its property. So are you not going to tell me how to do that? You will see the text draw on the viewport as you type. Yeah, hello world is just always the thing, isn't it? Change the label's text property. Where is that? right here. This, it's right here. Okay, great. Great. Properties are on the right. It has a text property. I swear I can type much better than I ever type on stream. Like, I can type accurately, fast. And when I'm streaming, I fucking can't. I think because I'm sitting oddly and I lean over to use the keyboard. Usually I sit slightly to the left. But the microphone makes it weird. I don't know. Words per minute. Oh, I have it on my resume. It's like something a little above 90, I think. Might be even higher than that. I don't know. It's stupidly high, but it's like I can do like 120, but then my accuracy falls to like 80%. I think the test I took gives you your highest speed where you're like above 95% or something. But it's faster than I can talk usually. I'm managing a lot. Thank you. Thank you, dear Glover. You did a type racer the other day and your passage was me without you lyrics. That's funny. Did they know? Was it informed by like Google AdSense or something? That almost seems unfair because you would know those lyrics potentially if they knew you liked the band. Completely random as far as you can tell. Okay, all right, maybe. All right, what are we doing next? We did see the text draw in the viewport as we typed. Okay, you can move your label node to the viewport by selecting the move tool in the toolbar. Okay. Would why they just want to show me I can do this. Okay. Sure. Because then like I'm assuming you could make a title screen by just having some text that's like, hey, this is my game. Press start to play. Press any key. You absolutely knew the lyrics. Oh my god, Teamworm, you cheated. That type racer result is unfair. It's wrong. Incorrect. You had prior knowledge. Okay, running the scene. We're gonna run it? Everything's ready to run the scene. Press the play scene button in the top right of your screen. Okay. Let's see what happens. Oh boy. You had even read an 80-page document trying to derive the meaning of the lyrics from the album and trying to find all the references made. An 80-page document? Bro, I've done some deep dives for like AFI lyric meanings. I don't know if I've ever read an 80-page document. Holy shit. Okay, so it says everything's ready to run the scene. Press the play scene button in the top right of the screen. So that is way up here. It is this guy. Okay. Oh. A pop-up invites you to save the scene, which is required to run it. Well, then we're not ready to run it, you liar. Click the save button in the file browser to save it as label.tscn. Okay. I did that. Now what's happening? We have a new... Oh. Okay. So there's a new window that has popped up on my screen. I might just need to do like desktop capture for this. Actually, let's see if we can add another window. And this one will be like Godot game capture. Yeah, there we go. Okay, sure. So then this is what we have. Let me hide everything else. Let's get rid of all the background. Fucking whatever. There we go. Okay, this is what they had me make. It just says hello world. You think desktop will be more useful? Yeah, the thing that sucks about that is then you guys get to kind of potentially peer behind the scenes, you know? Desktop is like raw. I don't know if I trust you with the raw results, the raw view that I have. I have to do it for Destiny, and I hate it. The things pop up on the screen like, do you need to update Windows? Like that shows up. I fucking hate it. Oh man. But Destiny won't let you do it any other way. Better to test it once I'm not on stream. Yeah, I know the consequences. I know the drawbacks, and that's why I prefer not to do it. It's like what's a good way to describe it? It's like it loses the like showmanshipiness of it. The way that I can control what you do and don't see can provide a much more seamless experience rather than seeing like, oh, I need to run my antivirus thing, or oh, whoops, my Bluetooth headset disconnected because I stopped using it before streaming and now it's finally turning off. Anyway, Hello World looks good. It does. It looks great. That's what we typed. It's what we typed. Okay, so let's get it positioned correctly and then let's hide it. All right, so let's see what they want us to do now. The application should be open in a new window and display the text Hello World. It does do that. It does do that. Go back to our Firefox zoomed in Godot page. Okay. Close the window or press F8. Sure. Window closed. All right, setting the main scene. To run our test scene, we use the Play Scene button. Another button next to it allows you to set and run the project's main scene. Okay. You can press F5 to do so. Okay, it's literally just a play button. Okay, all right. It is up there. It is up there. Cool. Oops, my homework folders are showing. Oh my God. Oh boy. The easy way to handle that is you just have a different Windows username for that and keep all of your things in that. Keep all your homework folders in that user, and then you're like blocked from seeing them while you're on a different user. Which is, it's totally not what I do, but that's what you should do if you were a homework having person. All right, a pop-up window appears and invites you to select the main scene. Okay, so we're just gonna do that. We're gonna make Hello World our main scene. That's what they want us to do. Okay. Look, I'm just gonna do that real quick. I'm gonna click the play button. It says, ooh, no main scene has ever been defined. Select one? You can change it later in project settings. Yeah, okay. And then it brings up the window they said would come up. Okay. Wow, and then it just runs it again. That's funny. Okay, cool. So we are good. We have it, Hello World as our main scene now. The demo should run again. It did. Moving forward, every time you run the project, Godot will use this scene as a starting point. Okay, are we going to change it to like, welcome to my game, press start to load the game or something? The editor saves the main scene's path in a project.godot file in your project's directory. While you can edit this text file directly to change project settings, you can also use the project settings window to do so. For more information, see project settings. Okay, sure. That seems reasonable. Oh, my fucking face cam's in the way, bro. Face cam, where you at, buddy? Okay, you can go over here for now. When we hop back in to Godot, you'll have to move. Okay. Time to create instances. All right. In the previous part, we saw that a scene is a collection of nodes organized in a tree structure with a single node as its root. You can split your project into any number of scenes. This feature helps you break down and organize your game's different components. Sure. You can create as many scenes as you'd like and save them as files with the .tscn extension, which stands for text scene. Huh. The T and then SCN is scene. Okay, sure. T is text, SCN is scene. Sure. The label.tscn file from the previous lesson was an example. We call those files packed scenes, as they pack information about your scene's content. Okay. Here's an example of a ball. It is composed of a rigid body 2D node as its root name, as its root named ball. Sure. Which allows the ball to fall and bounce on walls. A sprite 2D node and a collision shaped 2D node. It's interesting it doesn't explain that like what I'm assuming is the sprite 2D node is what it looks like visually. It's the like pixel art you're putting on it. It's sprite. And then the collision shape will help determine if it's going to collide into something. It's interesting they don't explain those at all. Strange. As packed boxes when you change living spaces. Sure, yeah. No, I got it. I got it. It was just an interesting terminology. I like the reaching for metaphors is interesting. Child parent, not a fan of. Packed? I don't know, it's interesting. I think of like, is the marijuana bowl packed? Because I think by far that is where I've heard the word like pack the most. They don't do explanations, but they do leave links to delve deeper. That's a good point. Yeah, everything is linked, so if you don't know, you can click on it. Good point. That's the way to do it. Okay, once you have saved a scene, it works as a blueprint, and you can reproduce it in other scenes as many times as you'd like. Replicating an object from a template like this is called instancing. Cool. Okay. This is a fun example. They're going to make a bunch of copies of their ball. As we mentioned in the previous part, instanced scenes behave like a node. The editor hides their content by default. When you instance the ball, you only see the ball node. Notice also how each duplicate has a unique name. Ooh, that's nice. So it just gives them unique names, and then it hides all of the all of this shit, which I assume you can still expand and look at in some way. Every instance of the ball scene starts with the same structure and properties as ball.tscn. However, you can modify each independently, such as changing how they bounce, how heavy they are, or any property exposed by the source scene. That's cool. But then I bet there is a way to make them all change at once, which it sounded like they were saying, like maybe if I go back and change the ball scene itself, rather than changing ball 3 in here. I don't know. There's got to be a way to change all of them. In practice. Let's use instancing in practice to see how it works in Godot. We invite you to download the ball sample project we prepared for you. Okay. All right. I don't download things in Firefox, but fine. Great. One moment. Gotta extract this into my... Oh my god, opening Explorer made OBS get overloaded for 1 second. Holy shit, OBS. Relax. All right. Let's open this little ball file. Okay. It is opened and extracted. Extract the archive on your computer. To import it, you need the project manager. Okay, the project manager is accessed by opening Godot, or if you already have Godot open, which I do, click on Project, Quit to Project List. We actually have to quit. Wow, hashtag OBS relax. I would not be surprised if that was a trending hashtag at some point. OBS, it's a bit finicky. Okay, so we don't just want to quit. Project, quit to project list. Okay. It's not in scene, it's in project. Okay, we're quitting to project list. Okay. Great, so we now have the project list. Let's see what that... Where are you, Godot? Right here? There we go. It's just the thing again. Just that little folder, but now we have my project folder with my project in it. Okay, so what are we gonna do? We're going to import this thing. In the project manager, click the import button to import the project. Import. There it is. There it is. They were even trying to tell me. In the pop-up that appears, click the browse button and navigate to the folder you extracted. Sure, sure. Okay, no, but you were almost in the right spot. Bruh. Instancing starter. Okay. And then I double click the actual project file. Okay, great. Project.godot. Okay, we're going to import that and edit it. I double clicked it. Okay, finally click the import and edit button. All right. This project was last edited in Godot 4.0. Opening will change it to Godot 4.2. All right. We're doing it. The game engine is relaunching. Okay. We have it opened. It doesn't really look like anything. It looks just like the other project with... Here, I'll just open the window real quick. Bonk. Move me. It's just empty. But it does on the over here, we got a bunch of shit. So, okay. Cool. Great. Hopefully this works out well. Whoop, back up here. Okay. Project contains two packed scenes, main.tscn, containing walls against which the ball collides, and ball.tscn. The main scene should open automatically. If you're seeing an empty 3D scene instead of the main scene, I am, click the 2D button at the top of the screen. Okay. Let's find that real quick. Up here? Visible? Great. Nope. Click into it so you can see my mouse. There it is. Here we are, up at the top in the middle. Okay. Hey. Great. And you know what? Let's make it so that when we hide or show this window, have a nice fade out. Ooh, yeah. Okay, great. Relaxing. All right. So we have that done. Let's add a ball as a child of the main node. Okay. In the scene dock, select the main node. Then click the link icon to the top at the top of the scene dock. This button allows you to add an instance of a scene as a child of the currently selected node. Double-click the ball scene to instance it. The ball appears in the top left corner of the viewport. Okay. All right. Let's do that. Open Godot. Okay. So we select the main node, which is that. Okay. Then we click the link icon, which should be right here. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna click that. Okay. We get a pop-up window. We can choose ball or main. Of course, we're going to choose ball. Okay, we have chosen ball, and the ball does appear in the top left corner. Wonderful. Click on it and drag it towards the center of the view. Okay, we don't even need to click the like move thing. We can just, okay, that's the default thing, I guess. Okay. All right, great. Oh my God, play the game. All right, and we should see it fall. Okay, so let's open Godot Game Capture. Oh, interesting. If you open Godot Game Capture before actually capturing the game, it will just show the fucking editor again. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, this may need to be a show desktop kind of stream. Because can't show it from the beginning. Hold on, what if I click that? Will that reload it? Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay, great. You guys got to see it fall. Wow, look at us. Who's better than us? Okay. We did it. Now we want to create more instances of the ball node. With the ball still selected, press Control D to call the duplicate command. No fooling. We could just, okay, hold on. I'm like freaking out. Yeah. Can't even find where the D is. Yeah, we did it. We did do it. Okay, now we have another ball. Sweet. Sweet. Maybe it is annoying having this bar at the bottom, but I think we did, since the Godot window is weirdly shaped, we'll just have to leave the weird bar at the bottom. It can't take up the full screen. TWSS. That was so sick. Crazy Pants, what do you mean? Shit, how many balls am I supposed to make? Repeat this process until you have several in the scene. Okay, we're just... Nope, I need to click on a thing, and then ball 4, ball 5, ball 6, ball 7, ball 8. We're going hard. Hold on. So many balls. Okay. Play the game again, and you should now see every ball fall independently from one another. That's what she said. Oh my god. Because I said I was having a hard time finding the D. Oh my god. Oh. All right. Okay. Oof. Here, Crazy Pants. You can have a noise for pulling a lame joke that I didn't get. Good job. Okay. What do we're gonna run it next. Okay, we're gonna run the game. And then now hold on. Nope. I know what to do. So we run it once, and you guys don't get to see. I'm not gonna watch either. I don't want to know what happened either. Not until we will see it together. Is it this one? Is it this window? This the window? Nope, that's the wrong window. Hold on. Really annoying. Okay, there. So now we have it. We haven't seen them fall. Let's restart it. Okay, cool. Yeah. So close that out. We did it. Let's go back to reading. Which means I need to come up here. Okay. Oh man, we have some Stream Deck controls to program. I gotta hop back and forth between two different parts of the scene. I gotta be down here, and then I gotta be up here. And then also we need quite a few hide and show things. All right. Editing scenes and instances. Right? Right. There is more to instances even. With this feature, you can change the properties of one ball without affecting the others using the inspector. You can change the default properties of every ball by opening the ball.tscn scene. Okay, that's what I thought. By opening the ball.tscn scene and making a change to the ball node there. Upon saving, all instances of the ball in the project will see their values update. Changing a property on an instance always overrides values from the corresponding packed scene. Sure, like if I went to ball.tscn and I made it like bigger or somehow, or made it fall faster, but then I went and changed ball 5 to fall even faster than that, then the final change to ball 5 would be that it falls even faster than all the other balls. Sure. Okay. Oh, we're going to try it. Okay. Open ball.tscn and select the ball node. In the inspector on the right, click on the physics material property to expand it. Ooh, cool. Okay. Okay. Let's go do that. Okay, so open ball.tscn. So that would be like the scene. I need to go, hold on. Or the project itself? Maybe, let's see. Probably just this. Oh boy. Oh boy. Hold on. What specifically do you mean by open ball.tscn? It is this thing? It is this file. Move my face cam again. It is this file. Great. Okay, cool. Cool. So now we just have ball.tscn open. Perfect. Select the ball node. And in the inspector on the right, click on physics material property. Okay. Okay. That is over here. Physics material property. Where would you be? Okay, hold on. Let's just make sure it's not any of these things. No. Okay, so it should be somewhere near. There we go. It's like literally right at the top. Okay. All right, now to be fair, it looks different slightly in their example. Okay. What are we doing? Set its bounce property to 0.5. Ooh, like it's going to bounce at half the amount. Okay, but maybe I want some extra bouncy balls. No, we'll follow the directions. It's not time to divert from the directions yet. Okay. We have set bounce to 0.5. But you said I need to save. It says play the game by pressing F5. Will that actually launch the actual game? Because we have ball whatever open. No, it should still launch the main thing. Okay, it did. It did. It did. So, and we can launch this. They are not stopping. Let's rerun that. Look at them go. I honestly did not think 0.5 would be so bouncy. This is the part of game design that seems fun to me. Being like, how bouncy should my balls be? I don't know, let's try 0.5. And then doing this and being like, no, that's too bouncy. That's weird. This is a weird situation. Or they need like higher friction or something. They need something to stop them from being freakishly energetic. Oh my lord. Okay, yeah, you guys are fucking freaks. Holy shit. Get out of here. Go away. All right. So I didn't actually press save. It seems like just changing that information, it just automatically saved. Interesting. You need a lower coefficient of restitution. Is that a joke? Like rest? Is restitution an actual science term? No, it's dynamics. Really? That's interesting. I took dynamics. Since I did civil engineering, that was the furthest we had to go into like complicated dynamic related things, is we just had to only take the one dynamics class, and it was notoriously difficult. It was cool though. It was definitely cool. Okay, so what are we doing now? Now we're going to adjust an individual instance. Okay. Head back to the main scene by clicking on this corresponding tab above the viewport. Okay, I see that. Okay, we'll do that once we read everything else. Select one of the instanced ball nodes, and in the inspector, set its gravity scale to 10. Okay. Yes, a gray revert button does appear. I noticed that for the other thing, the bounce coefficient thing. This icon indicates that you are overwriting a value from the source packed scene. Even if you modify the property in the original scene, the value override will be preserved in the instance. Clicking the revert icon will restore the property to the value in the saved scene. Oh, that's really nice. Okay. So you're like unlinking it, and clicking that button will relink it to just the generic ball gravity. Okay. Rerun the game and notice how this ball falls much faster than the others. Okay, all right. Don't fucking spoil it for me. You remember calling your mom on the verge of tears about how you totally bombed your dynamics test? You had no idea what you were doing and you got a 100. What the fuck? Bro. Our class, everybody did terribly. Like everybody was getting like the highest grade on any test was like a B-. And the professor that was teaching it was a really young guy and was very smart. And he was like, look, like, don't worry, it's all gonna come out in the wash. Like, do your assignments. Like, try your best on the tests. Like, nobody's gonna get a bad grade if you're like actually trying hard. But like, holy shit, I got like C+ on all the tests, and then that turned into like an A- at the end of the year because I did all my fucking homework, and I assume he just aggressively curved it so that people would do well. But like, I think he wanted us to have the understanding of like this shit is hard. You should, like, even if you don't, if you work hard, you won't fully understand it, and that you need to understand that. So you like do your due diligence when you're doing anything with dynamics. Professor that read you physics almost threw himself on the floor with a torque. Like he was demonstrating torque and almost like knocked himself to the ground. I could see that. That is I don't know, that's part of the fun of physics, right? Having fun experiments that don't go well sometimes. Hopefully nobody actually gets hurt. But, you know, I don't know. It's fun. Okay, so what we're going to do here, got to reopen Godot. Get Godot visible. Okay, so we need to go back up here at the top. We're going to go, nope, click on there so you can see my icon. Yep, we're at the top left. We're going over to main. We're back at main, and we're going to find just some random ball. And then what are we going to do? Select one of the instanced ball nodes, and in the inspector, okay, over here. Okay, right, it's this, the gravity scale. So we want to change that to 10. Okay. Okay. And then we are going to run the scene again. All right, scene's up. I'm not watching. Okay. All right. We're going to open this, and we should have the scene. Everybody's jiggling. Okay, and we're going to rerun it and see what happens. I didn't really pick out the one guy. You know, it's possible that I have too many balls. I could possibly have made Too many balls. Okay, let's try it again. Who even was it that I changed? It was like one of the ones over here. It was ball 13. Hold on. Where? No, it's one on the left. Okay, it's one on the left. All right, we're going to redo it. Too many balls. Can I just delete them? Okay, we have ball 13 and we'll put ball 14 right next to it. So we can watch them without any nonsense. Okay, they're about right. They're about the same. All right. And because I closed the thing, window capture, you're kind of a pain in my butt right now. Don't be like this, bro. That one. Okay. Well, now good. If it wasn't the other one, how is it not this one? Okay, so I was right the first time. You're just being a little fucker. Okay. Twitcher OBS is having a hard time with those clips. It's probably OBS. It's probably my shitty computer. A dumbass new engineer didn't listen to you when you told him to wait for a bigger torque wrench. He tried to torque a bolt, slipped, smashed his hand, and a $2,500 retro reflector. Dang. Dang. That'd be sweet if they got him a sign that says, like, listen to Team Worm. Be fun. Okay. Okay, actually, that was really cool. The one fell really hard and bounced up and hit the other one. Hold on. I need to watch that again. Bam. Okay, that's really cool. Okay, so it does work. Clearly, one of those is okay, I'm gonna watch it again. And bam. Sweet. Okay, that's really fun. Cool. Great. We're making a game. What next? A note. If you change a value on the physics material of one instance, it will affect all the others. This is because physics material is a resource, and resources are shared between instances. To make a resource unique for one instance, right-click on it in the inspector and click Make Unique. Oh. That is interesting. Okay. Resources are another essential building block of Godot games we will cover in a later lesson. Ooh, okay, so that kind of goes against everything they've taught us because of the special way that physics materials work. And it's like you are changing a broader thing if you change that. Okay, ooh, I don't know if I like that. I think I'll be able to remember that when in the future I change this and then don't know why it doesn't work right. Okay. Scene instances as a design language. Oh. Oh my. Okay. Instances and scenes in Godot offer an excellent design language. Pat yourself on the back right there, guys. Setting the engine apart from others out there. We designed Godot around this concept from the ground up. Okay, I mean, okay, then that makes sense. That makes sense. It's probably true. It's probably true. We recommend dismissing architectural code patterns when making games with Godot, such as model view controller or entity relationship diagrams. Instead, you can start by imagining the elements players will see in your game and structure your code around them. That sounds cool. For example, you could break down a shooter game like so. Okay. So you have the stage, and the stage contains a player ship, an enemy, enemies, obstacles, the HUD, sure. Another enemy. Okay, so these are two different enemies. Okay. Interesting. Market. Like you could pause the game and look at like a space market of stuff to buy? Okay. And then what is their explanation here? The enemy is in some way affecting a thing that is a missile, like the enemy would have a missile and that would affect the stage. The missile would become part of the stage when the enemy produces it. Instance by code. So the missile becomes an instance because the code is running and it's saying the enemy's going to shoot a missile at you. Sure, that makes sense. And then I guess same thing with the weapon that the player ship would have. That would be a similar kind of thing. Okay, sure. That sort of makes sense. VLC player? Ah. I turned repeat off by accident when I turned shuffle on. Whoopsie. All right. We're back. Okay. You can come up with a diagram like this for almost any type of game. Each rectangle represents an entity that's visible in the game from the player's perspective. The arrows tell you which scene owns which. Once you have a diagram, we recommend creating a scene for each element listed in it. We recommend creating a scene for each element listed in it to develop your game. You'll use instancing, either by code or directly in the editor, to build your tree of scenes. That's a really cool idea. Now, I feel like you would miss little things. But maybe not. Like this example up here, like there's no like recognition of different kinds of destructible environments, which I guess maybe there wouldn't be in this game. It might be like a top-down game, like a shoot 'em up game where you're just like a plane destroying enemy planes. So okay, yeah, I guess this could actually be a whole game, but I'm trying to imagine if I was trying to make my game like this, I feel like I would forget things. I almost feel like it would make sense to just start and like make the stage and then be like, okay, yeah, now I'll make the enemies. Now I'll make the player ship, one thing at a time. Not trying to make this whole map. I feel like I would just forget stuff. Maybe it would still be valuable. I don't know. Programmers tend to spend a lot of time designing abstract architectures even, and trying to fit components into it. Designing based on scenes makes development faster and more straightforward, allowing you to focus on the game logic itself. Because most game components map directly to a scene, using a design based on scene instantiation means you need little other architectural code. Here's an example of a scene diagram for an open world game with tons of assets and nested elements. Cool, great, this is probably more helpful. So there's a vase that's on a table, that's in a room, that's in a house, that's in the Citadel? It's around the Citadel? I guess a Citadel is like a large kind of castle, so sure, it could be around it. And the Citadel is on the like terrain, so is the bridge, so is the player, sure. Interesting that the HUD is mapped to the player. I guess if you had multiple players, that would be really obvious. That makes sense. Been a while since I've seen the lurk command. Have a nice lurk, Teamworm. Guards are on the bridge. There's a seat in the church. Oh my god, this is funny. Okay. Yeah, I feel like if I did this, I'm just gonna forget things. If I map it out. I'm gonna try to not map it out and go piece by piece. So I guess really it's like I'd be making the map as I go, but in the editor, I don't know. Maybe I should map it out. Imagine we start by creating the room. We could make a couple of different room scenes with unique arrangements of furniture in them. Later, we could make a house scene that uses multiple room instances for the interior. We could create a citadel out of many instanced houses and a large terrain on which we would place the citadel. Each of these would be a scene instancing one or more subscenes. Later, we could create scenes representing guards and add them to the citadel. They would be indirectly added to the overall game world. Okay, so then it kind of sounds like they're saying what I would be doing essentially, which is like adding things to it later. With Godot, it's easy to iterate on your games like this, as all you need to do is create and instantiate more scenes. We design the editor to be accessible to programmers, designers, and artists alike. A typical team development process can involve 2D or 3D artists, level designers, game designers, and animators, all working with the Godot editor. Summary. Instancing. The process of producing an object from a blueprint has many handy uses. With scenes, it gives you 1. The ability to divide your game into reusable components. That is very nice. 2. A tool to structure and encapsulate complex systems. Oh my god, bro. That is also very nice. A language to think about your game project structure in a natural way. Yeah, that's interesting. I kind of just thought like all game engines would do that, but I guess like I've fucked around in Unreal Engine a little bit. And that's the only experience I have with game engines. So maybe game engines before that just don't do that. You just have to code it's just lines of code. Certainly a game engine for like the original Super Mario Bros. I wouldn't expect to have all of this nice organizational ability. It is probably just all lines of code and that's it. No nice graphical user interface at all even. I would assume. Shit, maybe I'm totally wrong. That would be interesting. Be cool to see how the Super Mario Bros. First game was coded. Okay, scripting languages. This lesson will give you an overview of the available scripting languages in Godot. You will learn the pros and cons of each option. In the next part, you will write your first script using GDScript. Oh no. Oh boy. Okay. For example, take a game where a camera 2D node follows a ship. The camera 2D node follows its parent by default. Imagine you want the camera to shake when the player takes damage. As this feature is not built into Godot, you would attach a script to the camera 2D node and code the shake. Here we go. Yeah, oh boy. I'm already afraid. Interesting though. This is a really good first example. Available scripting languages. Godot offers 4 gameplay programming languages, GDScript, C#, and via its GD extension technology, C and C++. There are more community-supported languages, but these are the official ones. You can use multiple languages in a single project. For instance, in a team, you could code gameplay logic in GDScript as it's fast to write, and use C# or C++ to implement complex algorithms and maximize their performance. Or you can write everything in GDScript or C#. It's your call. We provide this flexibility to answer the needs of different game projects and developers. Which language should I use? Yes, tell me. Whoop. Tell me. If you're a beginner, we recommend to start with GDScript. We made this language specifically for Godot and the needs of game developers. It has a lightweight and straightforward syntax and provides the tightest integration with Godot. Okay. All right, fine. For C#, you will need an external code editor like VS Code or Visual Studio. While C# support is now mature, you will find fewer learning resources for it compared to GDScript. That's why we recommend C# mainly to users who already have experience with the language. Let's look at each language's features, as well as its pros and cons. Okay, fine. GDScript. GDScript is an object-oriented and imperative programming language built for Godot. It's made by and for game developers to save you time coding games. Its features include a simple syntax that leads to short files, blazing fast compilation and loading times, tight editor integration with code completion for nodes, signals, and more information from the scene it's attached to. Built-in vector and transform types, making it efficient for heavy use of linear algebra, a must for games. Oh boy. It supports multiple threads as efficiently as statically typed languages. No garbage collection, as this feature eventually gets in the way when creating games. The engine counts references and manages the memory for you in most cases by default, but you can also control memory if you need to. Gradual typing. Variables have dynamic types by default, but you can also use type hints for strong type checks. No idea what that means. GDScript looks like Python as you structure your code blocks using indentations, but it doesn't work the same way in practice. It's inspired by multiple languages, including Squirrel, Lua, and Python. Okay, I've heard of the last two. I have not heard of Squirrel. There's a programming language called Squirrel? Cool. All right. Why don't we use Python or Lua directly? Years ago, Godot used Python, then Lua. Both languages' integration took a lot of work and had severe limitations. For example, threading support was a big challenge with Python. Developing a dedicated language doesn't take us more work, and we can tailor it to game developers' needs. We're now working on performance optimization and features that would have been difficult to offer with third-party languages. Cool, man. Cool. Okay, .NET/C#. Oh, is .NET also... Is C# known as .NET? Huh. As Microsoft's C# is a favorite amongst game developers, we officially support it. C# is a mature and flexible language with tons of libraries written for it. We were able to add support for it thanks to a generous donation from Microsoft. Oh my. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. C# offers a good trade-off between performance and ease of use, although you should be aware of its garbage collector. Now, I know that should read garbage collector, but it is funny to think they're calling a collector function garbage. Note, you must use the .NET edition of the Godot editor to script in C#. You can download it on the Godot website's download page. Since Godot uses .NET 6, in theory, you can use any third-party .NET library or framework in Godot, as well as any common language infrastructure compliant programming language, such as F#, Boo, or Clojure CLR. However, C# is the only officially supported .NET option. Note, GDS script code itself doesn't execute as fast as compiled C# or C++. However, most script code calls functions written with fast algorithms in C++ code inside the engine. Interesting. In many cases, writing gameplay logic in GDS script, C# or C++ won't have a significant impact on performance. Cool. Attention! Oh, we haven't seen one of these yet. Projects written in C# using Godot 4 currently cannot be exported to the web platform. To use C# on that platform, consider Godot 3 instead. Android and iOS platform support is available as of Godot 4.2, but is experimental and some limitations apply. Wow. That sounds like don't use C#. C++ via GD extension. GD extension allows you to write game code in C++ without needing to recompile Godot. You can use any version of the language or mix compiler brands and versions for the generated shared libraries. Cool. Thanks to our use of internal C API bridge. GD extension is the best choice for performance. You don't need to use it throughout an entire game, as you can write other parts in GD script or C#. That's really cool. I don't know if other gaming engines let you do that, but that's really cool that if you had like some kind of crazy complicated like visual effect you wanted to do, or some kind of simulation or weird calculation that you could use C++ just for that. When working with GD extension, the available types, functions, and properties closely resemble Godot's actual C++ API. Closely resemble, they're not the same though? Oh boy. Summary. Scripts are files containing code that you attach to a node to extend its functionality. Godot supports 4 official scripting languages, offering you flexibility between performance and ease of use. You can mix languages, for instance, to implement demanding algorithms with C or C++, and write most of the game logic with GD script or C#. Sweet, bro. Okay. All right, here we actually go. Time to make our first script. Okay, we have 40 minutes. Maybe we could do that. Oh, this is pretty chunky. Ooh, that's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of stuff. Oh my god, are we gonna make a little spinning head? Maybe that's what we're actually gonna do. That would make sense. Why else would they be showing this to us? I want to make the rocket ship shake. Boo. All right, creating your first script. In this lesson, you will code your first script to make the Godot icon turn in circles using GD script. As we mentioned in the introduction, we assume you have programming foundations. The equivalent C# code has been included in another tab for convenience. Okay, we don't have programming foundations. This could be a problem. To learn more about GD script, its keywords, and its syntax, head to the GD script reference. Okay, we might need that. To learn more about C#, nobody cares, we're not using C#. Project setup. Please create a new project to start with a clean slate. Your project should contain one picture, the Godot icon, which we often use for prototyping in the community. Oh, that's cute. Okay. Like if you were making a game, like your character, instead of a sprite, you just use the Godot icon before you get art. That's fun. We need to create a sprite 2D node to display it in the game. Okay, so let me create a new project. We would just go to project and then quit to project list. And then it freaks out and goes to the wrong monitor. And then we just click new. And we are going to call this, I don't know, our first script. Sure. Right, and then I can't save. Bro. Why won't you remember the folder? See Godot projects. They want me to choose an empty folder. I see. So, okay, let's go into Godot projects and just make a project 2 folder. I'll have to go make a project 1 folder later. Okay, great. Now they're happy with me. Create and edit. All right. She's booting? She's booted. All right. Cool. So we need to create a sprite 2D node to display it in the game. So first we do other node. And we'll once we get past the easy stuff, I'll show. No, you know what? Let's just show what I'm doing. Why not? Godot. Godot. No, that's... It just shows the most recent window popped up. The most recent window that I have opened. Okay, so let's go back. Now if I show you, you'll not be crazy? Okay. All right. Okay, so let's click other node. And then now you can't see that window that pops up, but that's fine. That's fine. It looks just like this window. Here we go. Oh my god. That would be sweet to get the guy that did Mario's voice to do that. Okay. Charles Martinet, that's his name. Type sprite 2D. Sure. I did. And then we're gonna create that one. Double click on it to create it. Okay. We have done that. Your scene tab should now only have a sprite 2D node. It does. It does only have that. Excellent. Excellent. A sprite 2D node needs a texture to display. In the inspector on the right, you can see that the texture property says empty. To display the Godot icon, click and drag the file icon.sfg from the file system dock onto the texture slot. Okay. That fruit's barely off the ground. Look. Low-hanging fruit has value, right? It gets eaten. Okay, so we're going to open Godot back up again. And what we want to do is we have Sprite 2D selected here. Hold on. Face cam's in the wrong spot again. Okay, go over here. Okay, so we have Sprite 2D selected, and then we go over to its inspector zone, and it needs a texture. So that is just right here. And then what it wants us to do is to actually click and drag the file icon.sfg from the file system dock. It is okay. So over in the corner, they just give you the icon. So we can literally, ooh, it is telling us we can put it there. Okay, look at us. Look at us go. Cool. Okay, so we want to fade out Godot. We will be back. You can create Sprite 2D nodes automatically by dragging and dropping images on the viewport. Oh, well, that's really nice. Like an image from like Windows Explorer. I could like download a funny picture and then just drag it in. That's pretty sweet. Okay. Maybe not. Maybe we would need to drag it into the file system first and then drag it over. But still, it's pretty cool. Click and drag the icon in the viewport to center it in the game view. Okay, I'm just gonna do that. We don't need to see that. That's simple. Okay, creating a new script. To create and attach a new script to our node, right-click on Sprite 2D in the scene dock and select Attach Script. All right. Right-click on Sprite 2D in the scene node and select Attach Script. Attach Script! All right, we now have a window. It looks like this window. Actually, no, it doesn't. No, it looks like this window down here. We'll get to it. The Attach Node script window appears. It allows you to select the script's language and file path, among other options. Change the template field from node default to object empty to start with a clean file. Leave the other options set to their default values and click the create button to create the script. Okay. So all we have to do is change node default, open the dropdown and choose object empty. And then we'll leave the path to be the same. Okay. Okay, leave the other options set to their default values. Click the create button. Okay. Okay. The script workspace should appear with your new sprite _2d.gd file open and the following line of code. Okay, that is indeed what we see. It looks like this. It says extends sprite 2D. Okay. Every GD script file is implicitly a class. The extends keyword defines the class the script inherits or extends. Okay. In this case, it's Sprite 2D, meaning our script will get access to all the properties and functions of the Sprite 2D node, including classes that it extends, like Node 2D, Canvas Item, and Node. Okay. Note, in GD script, if you omit the line with the extends keyword, your class will explicitly extend ref counted, which Godot uses to manage your application's memory. Whoa. Why? Interesting. I kind of just thought it would do nothing. If you didn't say what to extend, I thought it would extend nothing. Huh. Okay. It's strange. Inherited properties include the ones you can see in the inspector dock, like our node's texture. Note, by default, the inspector displays a node's properties in title case, with capitalized words separated by a space. In GDScript code, these properties are in snake underscore case, which is lowercase with words separated by an underscore. Oh, okay. So depending on whether we're using the inspector or we're using GDScript code, the same properties are located in different areas. That's annoying. I wonder why they're not the same. I guess maybe they have to be different for some reason. Okay, I know nothing. You can hover over any property's name in the inspector to see a description of its identifier in code. That's very nice. Cool, okay. Oh no, hello world. Let's do something different, please. We're not. Nope, we have to. Okay. Our script currently doesn't do anything. Let's make it print the text hello world to the output bottom panel to get started. Add the following code to your script. Okay, let's see if we can just do a little copy paste. Okay, we did. Let's break it down. The func keyword defines a new function named underscore init. Func init. This is a special name for our class's constructor. The engine calls init on every object or node upon creating it in memory, if you define this function. I don't know the value of that. Perhaps soon we will. GDScript is an indent-based language. The tab at the start of the line that says print is necessary for the code to work. If you omit it or don't indent a line correctly, the editor will highlight it in red and display the following error message: indented block expected. Cool. Okay, wait, I want to... There it did. Okay, it did appear. I deleted the indentation, and after a moment, a little red error message at the bottom appeared saying indented block expected. Very cool. Okay, so we want to save the scene as sprite underscore 2D. All right. You have returned with food. Sweet, bro. Is it more pizza? Fuck, I could go for pizza. I'm not even hungry and I could go for pizza. So we save the scene. And then we press F6 to run it. Okay. Can I just press Control S to save it? Cool. Okay, and it is, we just save it as the default. Sprite underscore 2D. Yep. Yup. Yup. Do we need to close out of this? Just save it and then press F6. Okay. All right. Okay, it is launching the little debug window. Oh, that's interesting. So it didn't even actually need to launch the debug window, because all it did was type fucking hello world down here. Let's see, is the debug window still visible if I open game capture? Nope. It's gonna be a butt. Okay, fine. All you see in the debug window is the Godot icon. It's just the fucking picture of the Godot icon in the middle where we moved it to. Okay, cool. So that works. Great. We said hello world. Oh, interesting. And then it says debugging process stopped. Strange. Okay. For once, no, it's not pizza. Dang. How are you going to put on weight if you're not eating pizza, Team Worm? It's impossible. Yeah. All right. Look at the output bottom panel that expands. It should display hello world. Yes, it does, but it also after says debugging process stop. That's probably okay. Now delete the init function so you're only left with the line extends sprite 2D. Okay, right, because they're like, okay, we showed you how to do that, but now get rid of that and let's actually do what we're here to do. All right, sure. Hashtag we did it. Oh, you're gonna gain weight by eating a burger. Okay, sure. Is it from Burger King? I am not a fan of Burger King's burgers. They're not great. I hope you got something better than that. Turning around. Oh no, you went to McDonald's, bro. McBurgers are almost as bad as Burger King burgers. Well, good luck. I hope your digestive system can handle it. Mine can't. They got deals and you like them. They do taste good. They make me feel gross though. Both while I'm eating it, I feel like I'm eating like not real food, and then afterwards, like my stomach is just like, oh my god, what did you put in me? Actually, not stomach. It's like my intestines are like, dear God, no. What have you given us? This is trash. You love cheeseburgers. Oh my god. All right. Okay. Me too. But me too. Turning around. It's time to make our node move and rotate. To do so, we're going to add 2 member variables to our script. The movement speed in pixels per second. Cool. And the angular speed in radians per second. All right, this shit makes sense to me. Great. And following after the extend sprite 2D line. Sweet. So in GD script, we're going to write VAR speed equals 400, and then VAR angular speed equals pi. So a full circle is 2 pi radians. So if we're going pi radians, we're going half of a circle in whatever this given time is per second, they said? Pixels per second and angular speed in radians per second. Sure, okay. Let's just pop those in there. Okay. Member variables sit near the top of the script. After any extends line, but before functions. Okay. Every node instance with this script attached to it will have its own copy of the speed and angular speed properties. Okay. Angles in Godot work in radians by default. Yeah, that's fine. But you have built-in functions and properties available if you prefer to calculate angles in degrees instead. I feel like mostly no. I feel like I'm fine with the radians thing. To move our icon, we need to update its position and rotation every frame in the game loop. We can use the _process virtual function of the node class. If you define it in any class that extends the node class, like sprite2D, Godot will call the function every time and pass it an argument named delta, the time elapsed since the last frame. Cool. All right. You only have like 40% as much intestine as me? Well, then I would think you would be even more against eating McDonald's than I am. But honestly, the 40% of the intestines that you have might do a better job digesting food than all 100% of my intestines. I don't know. Angles in radians. That's funny. Like angels? Close. More like angels and radians. Okay, all right, okay. That is fun, though. Note, games work by rendering many images per second. Yes, they do. Each called a frame, and they do so in a loop. We measure the rate at which a game produces images in frames per second. Most games aim for 60 FPS, although you might find figures like 30 FPS on slower mobile devices, or 90 to 240 for virtual reality games. Holy shit, I want to send this to Bungie, to the Destiny devs, because Destiny runs in 30 FPS on PS4 and Xbox One, and it did for the game's entire life. Well, that's the highest you get. Sometimes you would dip down into like the 10s when game performance was chugging. Anyway, it's unacceptable. It was the main reason I play on PC, is because 30 FPS is horrible feeling. So I guess Destiny on PS4 and Xbox One is a slow mobile is a game on a slow mobile device. Anyway, the engine and game developers do their best to update the game world and render images at a constant time interval, but there are always small variations in frame render times. That's why the engine provides us with this delta time value, making our motion independent of our frame rate. Ooh, yeah, that's nice as well. Before you had a 120 hertz monitor, you were nearly incapable of noticing a difference between 30 and 60. What? Holy shit, dude. Oh, fucking people on 4chan and Reddit would regularly post those little like challenges, like, can you tell the difference which one of these animations is 30 and which one is 60? And they're like so fucking obvious. Like, holy shit. Like, the 60 one just looks smoother. You can tell it just looks smoother, even if you don't realize what exactly is going on. The 30 FPS ones, like, they look like chunky. They look like stuttery and weird. Yeah, Booski, that's what I was thinking of too. The human eye can only, like, what is it, process frames up to 30 FPS or some, whatever that dumb fucking fake fact is. Oh, I didn't move my face cam back. Oh my god. Right, we're over here. Apologies if you couldn't read what I was saying. Okay, so at the bottom of the script, define the function. Function process delta rotation plus equal sign angular speed times delta. Okay. God, what does the plus and equal together means something specific in like every fucking coding language. Performs addition. Okay. Okay, weird. Function keyword defines a new function. After it, we have to write the function's name and arguments it takes in parentheses. Okay. A colon ends the definition. Okay. And the indented blocks that follow are the function's content or instructions. Okay. Notice how underscore process, like underscore init, starts with a leading underscore. By convention, Godot's virtual functions, that is to say, built-in functions you can override to communicate with the engine, start with an underscore. Okay. The line inside the function, rotation plus equal sign angular underscore speed asterisk delta, increments our sprite's rotation every frame. Here, rotation is a property inherited from the class node2d. Okay, so nodes already have a rotation like attribute. Sprite 2D extends that attribute, sure. It controls the rotation of our node and works in radians. Tip: in the code editor, you can control click on any built-in property or function, like position, rotation, or underscore process, to open the corresponding documentation in a new tab. That's nice. Run the scene to see the Godot icon turn in place. No fooling, we're already done? Shit, I just press F6. Okay. All right. Let's, okay, we'll go back to Godot. You can't see it yet. I'm gonna fix the other one. We're having Cultist Simulator references, works in Radiance. It's close. It is close. Okay, so I just have to reselect the same window. OBS, you're bad at handling this. Okay, there we go. That's what we did. Look at us. Woohoo! All right. Note that in C#, notice how the delta argument taken by underscore process is a double. We therefore need to convert it to float when we apply it to the rotation. Well, you said the C# thing was in a different tab. I don't want to look at that. I'm not even going to think about that right now. No, thank you. Oh my God, Teamworm, you have a sweet rotating emote. Sweet. Oh, dude, Twitch gave me like 4 more animated emote slots. I need to fucking come up with some shit. I'm so happy they gave me more. Now I can do dumb stuff. Having just one, it was like, oh my God, it has to be something good. But now that I've got 5 total, like we could do some dumb shit. I am open to suggestions. Bring me your dumbest, but still kind of wholesome shit. And we'll make it an animated emote. Okay. So, right, they're talking about it in C#, but the tab is right here. So, the difference... Scroll up a little more so you can see me clicking the tab. So the difference is how speed is noted as an underscore speed. Interesting that position is capitalized, but it's not in GDScript, only in C#. Add velocity to the floating delta value. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. I don't really understand the importance of doing that. I guess just C# works differently, so you have to do that. That seems annoying. That seems like another reason I don't want to deal with C#. I'll have my brain fully occupied just learning one. Okay, as we already saw, the VAR keyword defines a new variable. Sure. If you put it at the top of the script, it defines a property of the class. Inside a function, it defines a local variable. It only exists within the function's scope. Okay, that's cool. So then, if you only need it for a tiny thing, you can keep it locally defined so you could reuse that variable name elsewhere. We define a local variable named velocity, a 2D vector representing both a direction and a speed. That is velocity. To make the node move forward, we start from the vector2 class's constant, vector2.up. A vector pointing up. Oh, so it's probably vector2.up. It is a vector pointing up, and we rotate it by calling the vector2 method rotated. This expression, vector2 up rotated, open parenthesis, rotation, close parenthesis, is a vector pointing forward relative to our icon. Multiplied by our speed property, it gives us a velocity we can use to move the node forward. Okay, I feel like they could have drawn that in a really cool way, instead of just having this silly thing. We add velocity times delta to the node's position to move it. The position itself is of type vector2, a built-in type in Godot representing a 2D vector. Run the scene and see the Godot head run in circles. Okay. Okay, but did I actually... So they wanted me to add this and I didn't. Yeah. Right. Add the following lines inside of the underscore process function. Okay. Ensuring new lines are indented the same way as the rotation plus equal angular speed times delta line before them. Okay, so it's going after, and we are adding these things. Oh, yeah, that one did not automatically indent, I see. That's why they told me to ensure that. Sure. Probably a drawback of copying and pasting. Wonder, let's try copying with that little button. I wonder if that would do it correctly. No, no, it doesn't. All right. That'd been cool if they had some extra logic programmed into it to copy it with the correct formatting. Okay, so we should be good. So then we just press F6. All right. Okay, let me bring up Godot and then bring up the Godot capture. Hey, look at that. Look at that boy. Sweet. Sweet. Okay, I'm gonna do some confetti. All right, we did it. Ooh, and we're almost out of time. Cool. Okay, so let's just, I have too many spinning things on my screen right now. Okay, now we only have 2. That's better. Ugh. I have this guy, and then I have the OBS preview of that guy, and then I had the other spinning guy that we made. Too much spinning. Okay, note. Moving a node like that does not take into account colliding with walls or the floor. Oh, in your first 2D game, you will learn another approach to moving objects while detecting collisions. Oh my god, Teamworm, how many spinning emotes do you have? Oh, cool, that one's from extra credits. Damn. Damn. It would be really fun to have stupid amounts of expendable income and go and like tier 3 sub to the channel like extra credits and then be like, hi, I'm only here for your spinning ball emote. Thank you very much. I will take my leave now. It'd be fun. I feel like it would make people value their emotes. Let me see. I think I have one. Kyle Bosman likes to use a wheel to decide things. And when chat wants to tell him he should use the wheel to decide like what race he's going to be or whether he's going to do a good run or an evil run. People do that to raise fire. Is he the one with the cute little like fox emotes? Because holy shit, those are sweet. The taking notes one is cute, and then there's one of like an animated one where he like pops in, right? Like from down below or something. I don't know. Those are cool. Okay. Yeah, it is that guy. All right. Cool. Oh, I haven't seen those before. Those are very cute too. Fun. Hello, Thomas. Our node currently moves by itself. In the next part, listening to player input. We'll use player input to control it. Oh, shit. Okay. Cool. Damn, we're going to have to do that part next week. Here's the complete sprite 2d.gd file for reference. That is what it looks like. Sir, look at this fucker. And you're going to fucking mute my music, and you're... I have no idea if you can hear me. Is my mic muted? It's not. Okay. Thomas, you are causing all sorts of problems. You've got to go, buddy. Okay. What the hell did he even do? Let's figure this out. Okay, first of all, we're now in the wrong scene. Okay, we're back in the right scene. You'd love to be able to walk on a keyboard. He didn't even walk on the keyboard. He walked on my my Stream Deck, which is it's like at a very steep angle. He just like he cannot put his feet on flat things. If there's weird shit to step on, he will find it and step on it. Okay. Is everything else okay? Oh boy. He hit a lot of things. Okay. Great. All right. So anyway, I think this is going to be the spot to end it for today. And then we'll play I'll play some Temetsi. And then And then next time we'll do this. We'll do listening to player input. And then probably we'll finish this early enough. We can go to brainstorming some like world building background information about the game. And then decide the... I have an idea where I want the story to start. And then we need to build some supporting characters and things around it. You understand that on a spiritual level? Yeah, I guess we all do in some way. Thomas is kind of a wreck of a... I almost said a wreck of a human being. I do consider my cats people. Obviously, I know he's not a human being, but... oh my god. He has such, like, unadulterated, unfiltered passion and love and stupidity. He's just, like... It's just all out there for the world to see. And, I usually don't mind, except when he is fucking up my stream controls. Anyway, I'm gonna take a quick break. This was fun. This was a fun, silly little thing to do. And next time we'll do another fun, silly little thing, and then some brainstorming. I will be back, and then we'll play some Temetsi in a few minutes.